Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you today, but the internet at the training site is not very reliable. And I think around about the time that you're meeting, I am going to be tested, or there'll be some kind of a test to make sure that I know everything I need to know about violent threat risk assessment. So I decided to use Screencastify as a means of communicating with you. So I'm going to take you through, I guess, a couple of samples that I've put together. Sample one is a cross-panel site that I put together. And so this could be what the main page looks like. So we've got the navigation along the top. I can also set it up so the navigation is on the side, but for now I've kept it along the top. This would be the home page, cross-panel site. Obviously, that's a boring name, so we'd come up with something else. I think it might be a good idea, aside from the YCDSB branding that we should include on this main page, be a good idea to have maybe a document at the top of the page explaining how to use this particular folder or how to use this website, so that for those who might not be as tech savvy, they've got a resource to support them through using this particular site. Although I'd like to think that it's graphic enough and simple enough to use that most people could do it very easily. As I scroll down the main page, you'll notice I embedded a calendar. This might be a great place to keep any calendar dates that might be important, any PD sessions that you want to advertise, or just want to make sure people are aware of. It could be a go-to place for those who get the dates and then forget what the dates are. And so this could be a live aspect of this particular site. In terms of how to break it down, I was thinking along the lines of Apple iTunes. When I wonder how I should do something, I look at what is already out there and what people are already comfortable and familiar with. So Apple iTunes kind of sets up their new music in a particular way. So I thought recently added, so that people are aware that these particular documents could have just been recently added. So they're knowing that there's new stuff that's coming up on a timely basis. We might set up this main page with frequently used documents. And then I thought, it probably is very important to continue to support and to promote 21C Learning. So we could have a section devoted entirely to supporting 21C Learning, where we could put documents, presentations, hyperdocs, whatever we want in this particular area. And then, of course, we could have just sort of generalized archived folders and documents in this particular area. And you can see what I've done here is this. You can put a descriptor in, and in fact, in any of these different areas, you could just put a little descriptor beside either the document or the folder, just to explain things a little bit more. And then I thought, to round off the page, it's probably good to have an area that's entitled Supporting Curriculum Leadership. We want to be building leadership in people as curriculum leaders. So I thought, you could put resources here. I put in a leader's prayer. I put in a self-survey. Maybe people could, survey their efficacy in a particular area. Just documents and such. Maybe even YouTube videos that you'd like to recommend that would help build their leadership. All right, so that could be the main page, and that could be something that is put together by myself or a team of people, so that we've got the right sorts of documents here. So I'm going to jump into one of the subject areas, because that's where you're mostly interested. Spent a little bit of time here because what I would say is when we jump to a subject area, you might want to mirror the format that we have here for the homepage, right? So the homepage is set up with, with a calendar. It's set up with a how-to use aspect of it. There's a recently added, the frequently used documents, supporting 21C Learning, archive folders and documents, supporting curriculum leadership. We could do exactly the same thing, or you could do exactly the same thing on your subject page. And sorry, the internet's a little bit slow in my hotel room, and I'm so sorry. I'm not a very pretty sight first thing in the morning. But anyway, so it could be exactly the same thing here. Now, what you've seen here is I've got a subdirectory underneath French, and this is where you would put your grade level resources. So I'm clicking on that, and that's slowly come up. So again, for those people who might not know how to use, we can put in either a note or it could be a document that helps to guide them. And then what I thought is we can set it up, kindergarten resources, and then further subdivide that with recently added. And the internet is way slow. Sorry, didn't mean to fly by there. So recently added. Okay, and so you've got your documents under there. Okay, and this is all under the general banner of kindergarten resources. You've got curriculum documents. Okay, and so you've got your documents in here. And I included an area within kindergarten that has archived documents. All right, and again, we can subdivide it in any way that you think might work for a particular division. So moving on to primary, okay, we could do exactly the same thing. I don't have it here, but we could set it up exactly the same way with recently added curriculum documents, archived documents. We could even have a section on video tutorials. We can have a section on supporting 21C 21C learning. We can divide up each sort of subject area in any way that we want. And then we move on to primary resources, same sort of setup, junior resources, intermediate resources, senior resources. Okay, and that's how we can set that up. Now, that might be a little bit too much information on one page, so we can always break it up. Under French, we can break it up according to division. So instead of just one page, we can have kindergarten, primary, intermediate, senior. Okay, so we can have those 3 or 4 pages under there. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're clustering it under each subject area. All right, so that's one particular approach that we can take. I'm going to end this particular video and start another video showing you, or maybe I can just do it all in one. Let's see if I could do it all in one. Okay, so I'm doing it all in one. I hope I'm doing it all in one. This is my first Screencastify. Thank you, Kevin DeFreitas, for introducing me to yet another Google tool. Anyway, so I'm going to go to the home page here. And you know what I would say in terms of the setup, we could have exactly the same setup as the other site. Okay, this site isn't as fully realized, but the main page can be set up with recently added. We can have a calendar. We can have all the same sorts of sections set up as we did on the previous site. All right. The only difference is the navigation. So we would subdivide it under the different divisions. Okay, so kindergarten, primary, junior, intermediate. We can even have another area for secondary if you want to put all of the K to 12 on one site. Although secondary gets a little bit more complicated, and then under each there would be a subdirectory: physical education, R&F, French, music, and math. Okay, and again, each page can be set up the way I recommended the other template with recently added calendars, archived documents, supporting 21C learning, supporting curriculum leadership. So you've got 2 different sort of setups. One is broken down according to division, and on the other one, you've got it broken down. And again, sorry for the slowness. You've got it broken down according to subject. All right, so a couple of different suggestions, but I mean, in terms of how to put this together, it's pretty early in the morning, and I was able to put this all together pretty quickly. Okay, and this is telling me I'm approaching my free recording limit, and I got 14 seconds. So I hope that is mostly clear. When I get back, we can talk. All right, hope you have a great afternoon, and we'll see you soon enough.